Welcome back to another Daishinfinity video. In this video, we're going to talk about a specific geometric problem which you see here. This is a geometric problem where we have to find the number for t. Now, as you see, the rectangle, as you see, the green rectangle is a rectangle, and the rectangle you see on the black color, which is the square. So we are going to try to find out the value of t in this video. So as you saw, we have the rectangle here. The rectangle is touching the corner of this square, and the rectangle has the same sides here and here, so we can also write 4 here and t over here and here. Now, in order to understand how we can get to t, we don't have any numbers written down on the sides of the square, so we want to try and put a variable on and let's just let one side of part of the side of the square just be x. And since you know the how do you say it, the square is a square, and we have the 4 on here. We have a hypotenuse over here. If we would make a triangle here, the hypotenuse of this triangle would be 4 over there, so x would be the bottom side. Now, we can also tell that this is also the same triangle, which is very similar to the triangle I have told you already, so this side is also x. Now, I've actually not told you that the rectangle stops at a point M, and M is the midpoint of the side of the square. So since it's a midpoint, this is also x, since it's a square. So on this side, it should be the same as this side. So if we add them together, this will be 2x. So this is also 2x. Okay, so now we have a lot of sides already given. So x is just half of the square, and 2x is what we have. Now, in order to get t, I'm going to use the common ratio equation in order to get t. Now, let's take, for instance, 2 rectangles. Now, as you see here, these are the 2 rectangles we are going to get. And since we know this is x and this is x, this is 2x, and this is also x. Okay? No, we don't know that side. So that side we don't understand, and we don't know what the length is over there. But for instance, since we know these sides, we can put an alpha over here, and a right triangle, an alpha over here, and a right triangle. I'm sorry for putting the alpha over there, because the alpha, you don't know if it's alpha or not. Now, looking at this, we see that the angle over here is a 90-degree angle, because it's a rectangle. And if we let this angle to be equal to beta, then we can say that alpha plus beta plus 90 degrees is equal to 180, which will also equal that alpha plus beta is equal to 90. Now, since we have 90 over here, and the inner angles, the sum of the inner angles of the triangle should be equal to 180 degrees, alpha should be equal here, because alpha plus beta plus 90 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Since we have the 2 alphas, we can take the triangles and write them again. So the first alpha over here, and we have the x over here and the 4. And the second triangle is the alpha on top, and we have the x over here, the 2x over here, and the t. Now, since we have to consider t, we're going to talk about the relationships between these angles. Now, I hope you have heard of cosine, and the sine and the tangent. For the first triangle, we see the hypotenuse and the adjacent of alpha. adjacent of alpha is x and the hypotenuse of alpha is equal to 4. So we can write down cosine of alpha is equal to x divided by 4. Now over here, if we have this alpha over here, this is the 90 degrees angle. So the hypotenuse is going to be t. And since we have cosine of alpha, we also want the similar one. So we are going to write cosine of alpha again, so that we can take this and this together and make it equal. Now cosine of alpha over there is just equal to the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse, and the adjacent is equal to 2x divided by t. So since we have x divided by 4 and 2x divided by t, which are equal together, we are just going to make them equal. So now if we divide by x, where x is not 0, because x cannot be 0 since the square doesn't even have 0 length. If it has, it will be weird. So we have 1 over 4 is equal to 2 over t. Now for the last part, we just cross and multiply, and we'll get that t is equal to 8. So that's the end of the video. We have solved the problem, and I hope you have liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and on the next video we're going to continue discovering more things in mathematics. See you.